Hello everyone, welcome. This is the final part of my Set of Art Gold by Mariola Budek color along type thing. This one was a little spaced out because I struggled with what to do the flowers, and I put out a poll and everybody kind of had a different opinion and everybody wanted to see. And so I finally just decided on how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to please everyone. So I will put these all on a playlist so they are easier to find. But specifically, or if you are looking for this beautiful blonde hair color that I have not finished yet, there is a tutorial just on that as well as just on the skin. And we are going to work on some flowers and leaves for this video. So, because I had lots of requests for yellows and reds and pinks, and I didn't want to do rainbow flowers all in one flower, I decided I'm going to start with red here. I'm going to go purple, pink this way, and orange, yellow, green this way. Everybody gets a flower, but we still get a nice, like, pretty, colorful flower arrangement. It'll stand out with this hair. I'll have her eyeshadow matching, and we'll do some pretty leaves. So I'm going to pull you in a little closer, and we'll get started. Alright, I also have a little helper with me today, and she is going to help keep the cat off the desk while we do this, so there's no interruptions, because my cat loves the pencil sharpener. So first off, I'm going to sharpen 3 reds, a dark, a medium, and a light. You can also add a little purple to this or a darker red. I like to use black grape with it. But I'm going to start with Tuscan red, crimson red, and poppy red for this big flower. And actually, I am going to pull a little of that black grape. So we're going to start right here on this big flower in the darkest dark. So I'm not going to put in a whole lot. Sorry about the coughing. All the kids are home. Everybody is here. We're getting ready to have a family kind of game night thing, so they're all just kind of waiting on me. But I figured if I got this video uploaded and finished, it could upload while we play, and I wouldn't have as many things to finish up after Christmas. And start the new year with a clean slate. So again, this is black grape in the darkest of darks. So not going everywhere. Just the dark spots. So like right here is one. Right here. Okay, then we're going to pull that Tuscan red. And I'm going to leave this middle kind of area down here toward the bottom pretty dark. And that will make my colors coming towards the top and things a little bit brighter. So again, I am using Prismacolors, and I have used Prismacolors for this whole tutorial. Again, I will put these all on a playlist, but the hair and skin are 2 separate videos if you want just those areas. Coming in with that crimson. Back blending, so I'm going all the way back over the black grape and then pulling upward. Okay, so all the way down where that dark is. Right here in the middle. I'm going to keep this middle pretty dark because then it looks like these are all folded over it. And I'm going to pull in a little of that poppy red. Now if you want a more pinky kind of red, you go with scarlet. If you want a more orangey red, you go with poppy or pale vermilion. I'm going to go with an orangey red because then I can also incorporate the black grape in my purple flower and the poppy in my orange flower. Because even in doing the rainbow scheme of things, we still don't want a whole bunch of wild colors for our eyes to try to process. So it just looks a little better if we incorporate the same colors where we can. So there is the middle of our red flower. And I may not get the whole flower done, so that I can show a little of each color. So what you do is you go to the very base of your petal and you fill it in dark. And some of these are tricky to see. So if you don't know it, leave it. And sometimes when you get the other colors in, then it'll pop out where things should go a little better. Okay, and then I just come back and everywhere I put that, because I don't want to jump straight from Tuscan Red to Poppy, because that would be a harsh color change and there would be all kinds of lines that you could see and things. So everywhere I put that, I'm just putting a little layer of this, our transition color. I'm going to turn this a little so I can get a nice smooth blend, and my blues and purples are running. Sorry about that. Get centered here. So all the way to the bottom over that Tuscan I put in. And then she has included some shading, which is nice because it kind of helps me tell how much I want to bring up this darker color and how much I want to be highlight. So I'm going to put a little dark here because our petals are overlapping, right? So we always know that will be a dark spot at least. Come in with our next red. And then our blender. So I go over the whole thing with this poppy red because it blends everything together nicely. If I have any streaks I don't like, I will come back over with this pencil and just lightly pull it out to the poppy, and it will get rid of any ugly spots. Hopefully you can see that without too much glare on it. So this is like a nice deep dark rich kind of red rose here, or I forget what these flowers are called, but I also don't actually know if these flowers come in rainbow color, but I'm doing it anyway. I do adore the rainbow pattern itself. I find it enjoying to do, and I love how it looks when it comes out. So I figured that this kind of worked two ways. I got to show my rainbow technique that lots of you have known to come, that I like to do, and then everybody kind of got to see a color of their choice. 2 for 1 kind of deal. I was going to do all reds, but I felt like that was a lot with the color of her hair, so I feel like the yellows will really kind of help lighten that up. So I did not work myself in a very good pattern around this rose. I kind of jumped around, but that is going to be our red flower look. So again, I will come right in here where it is nice and dark. Put this in. This is my Tuscan, so not my darkest. If I want it darker, here's my black gray. And see how that just darkens that just perfectly? So I feel like this petal on the outside is going to be a little darker because it's a little older, right? The air's hit it a little more. So I'm actually going to make that one a little darker. I don't want it to be brown because I want them to look kind of fresh, but I do want this to look a little more, it's been opened a little longer. Alright. Okay, sorry about that. I hit the stop button on accident while I was trying to plug my phone in because I forgot to charge it ahead of time. Planning is my strong suit, I tell you what. Okay, so I'm not going to finish this whole red flower, but while I was off, I figured I'd quickly do a little bit so those of you that wanted to see the red could see how it turns out. They won't all take this long, but red was the biggest one, so of course it's a little more. Again, the more colors you add, the more depth, the detail, colors will play off each other. So if we put that purple in there, it really plays with that poppy red, which I like. Except, I hate black grape because it is so soft, but it likes to crumble. So just putting in a little of that black grape, hoping that red kind of pop in some places. And that will be our red flower. So I'm going to go purple, pink. Okay, so red, pink, purple, orange, yellow, green. So pink, purple. So I'm going to do purple real quick because for some reason I was thinking purple was next. Sharpening, I'm going to use hydroxyzine purple hue, dark purple, and mulberry. So this dark purple hue, just like on the red flower, let me pull it back down a little. Okay, that's nice and up close. So we're going to stick over here and we're going to do a little bit of this purple one real quick. So my darkest purple is a hydroxyzine purple hue. I hope that's right. My name is wore off, so I'm trying to remember it by memory. Oh, that's wore off too. I can't help. We'll have to look it up. So being very careful on the inside here. I am just highlighting edges. We don't want to lose the shape of the flower and it not look like a flower when we get all our colors in. Okay, dark purple. Now these are kind of two different purples. This one's like a more reddish purple, where the first one's a more bluish purple. I don't usually use them together, but I do like this combo. So it's up to you kind of what purples you like in combination and look you're going for on your flowers. I'm going to turn this a little and try not to make anybody too dizzy, but I need to be able to see the inside of my flower here. Okay, and if you ever can't tell what is what, my suggestion is to color it in with your lightest color, and then where should be dark will kind of pop out to you. I wouldn't go in heavy-handed and blend it in, but... So now that I know I have this one how I want it, I'm going to come back with a darker layer. So there's my darkest color. These are all going to be very bold and vibrant flowers here. I was going to go pastels with her hair color, but I didn't have the right pencils for it. Not the effect I wanted anyway. We have lots of these pages to go, so that is the wrong pencil. Okay. And I'm just going to repeat that process all the way around the flower. keep dropping things. Okay. So again, like this one, if I'm not sure where I want my darks, I can come in and put my light in, and then I can see clearly that I need to add a little more color right there. And it'll bring everything together nicely. Almost did the wrong one again. Okay, I'm going to leave this edge light all the way around. So that is going to be our purple flower. Pink. Pink, I am going to go pomegranate for my dark. And I even might bring in a little bit of black cherry here. I just had it and I put it back because I thought I didn't want it, and now I do. 1 second. Okay, sorry about the bump. Black cherry. Again, only for my darkest of darks. Pomegranate. Nothing else, you could at least keep the color combos for future reference. Sometimes hard to come up with ones for flowers. This is processed red. Still leaving some white, so this is going to be another 4-color combo. Sharpen, pardon the noise. Okay. So again, just kind of playing with it as I can see it for now. And then magenta will be my last color. This is processed red. I forgot this little section right here. Okay, and then magenta, which looks a lot like processed red, just a tiny dot brighter. So there's not a whole lot of color change there, but so over the top, blending everything out. Sorry if you can't see around my hand. Little pencil And I will come back and touch up some of my darks and get all the white out. But there is my pink flower. Now we're going to work across the other way. So we're going to do some oranges. So I'm going to pull that poppy red again, regular orange, and Spanish orange. I might add another color, we'll see. Burnt orange is a really pretty flower color. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it does have that nice orangey for blending. Okay, this is my dark, so filling in my dark spots. Bless you. We have caught the crud over here, and we were finally getting over it. Except her ears hurt, so I took her to the doctor today, got antibiotics, waited an hour, went to the pharmacy just to find out that her antibiotic and 3 closely related for ear infections are all out in our town. They called other pharmacies and things and nothing could be found. So I guess tomorrow we will be on the hunt for some medicine. Just have to go one more night without. Kind of a bummer because ears really hurt, but it's alright. We will get it all fixed up tomorrow. Hopefully everything will be good to go by Christmas. Alright, Spanish orange. Now, if this is looking too yellow for you, bring in your oranges in more. I just didn't want to go too heavy on my orange right away. So I am going to bring in a little more. I am going to have a yellow flower here, so I want to make sure we can see the difference in our yellow flower and our orange flower. Again, I am not going to color this whole flower because I want to show a little of each. Okay, and then you can definitely tell where we're going to need some touch-ups. So I'm going to touch up first with my orange, and then I'm going to bring that red back in. Just kind of hit some of these lines. I would like the lines to look more colored than gray. So just kind of playing with it a little, putting in some more color. So I'll come back and play with that, but that will be my orange flower. Yellow is kind of tricky depending on the yellow you're going for. So I am going to actually use a little bit of this Spanish orange on yellow as well. Then I'm going to go canary and cream. It's just going to be very pale yellow. But again, I want you to be able to see the difference in yellows. So this is my dark. No. I don't know what it is about the pencil sharpener, but every time she hears it, she comes flying over to my desk and she sits and she stares at it and she tries to stick her foot in it. I'm not sure. She's that way with my printer too. Anytime my printer goes off, she'll go sit and stare at it. And she's just kind of silly. need a whole lot of this. Don't want to get too dark with it. Canary, so canary is a nice bright yellow. Notice leaving the very edges, touching everywhere the gray is, leaving those edges. Okay, that rim right there I'm going to leave for the cream, so I'm not going to touch it a whole lot. Anywhere I feel like lost a little bit of this, quickly add it back in. Okay. And then our cream. And again, I'm going to go over that canary yellow and pull it out. So we have a nice soft blend going there. So that center is looking a little pale. It's going to need a little more color. So I will come back and play with that. You can see right now I need this color right here. There we go, that helps. Just a couple spots I missed with my darker color to make it stand out. Okay, I'm gonna go more of a turquoise than a green because I've never seen a like straight green flower, but I'm gonna go cobalt, aquamarine, and light aqua. You can also add some spring green in there if you were like transitioning it to a lighter, brighter green or blues or anything like that. You can use peacock blue. But same thing on this one. If you watched my Christine Caron, the sugar skull, we did some teal flowers that turned out really pretty. Okay, so again, darkest in the dark. Okay, just making sure I kind of got everything shaded up how I want it. Pull this one out a little more. Okay, aquamarine. I took my boy in to get his cough check just because he's had one for a little while and he has a history of asthma, but he didn't need any antibiotics, and I'm just thinking thank goodness now, because then I'd be chasing double supply tomorrow. Okay, and then that light aqua. Oh, I'm not even on camera. Oh, yes, I am. Sorry. Backwards to me. I seen the other end first and thought I was off. Okay. I really like that. That comes out nice. So again, I will play with this a little and pull some of this darker up so it's not so choppy looking. Now, leaves, I pulled some colors for leaves. I don't know naturally what these flowers have for leaf colors, but I just picked a nice olivey kind of palette that would work well with most of these colors. So what I tried to do anyway. So just kind of fixing up some of this dark I got blended out a little. And I skipped a whole little okay. So we'll go back and finish my flowers up some. I have two hiding here, so I will probably pull this purple over here and maybe a yellow or this turquoise over here just to kind of mix things up. But quickly, let's play with some leaves. So I pulled marine green, Prussian green, Kelly green, sap green light. So pardon when I sharpen. Okay, so marine and Prussian are going to be, they're both pretty dark, but they're dark in different tones. So this is my Prussian, and again, darkest of the darks up the center of the leaf. Not putting in all the lines, just a couple here and there. I'm not going to worry about the lines till I blend them all out, make sure I like what I have going on. This is the marine green. So as you can see, this one is a little more brown. Again, not filling in the whole leaf because I still have a couple colors to go. I don't want them all to be the same color, so I am varying up how I put them in. Okay, Kelly green is a little more of like a paler kind of color here. It's a nice blender though. And that is why this one is a little more creamier, so it covers that fairly well. And then sap green light. Yes, sap green light. I thought that's what it was, but then I was thinking I had it mixed up with gray green light. Okay, so just pulling that toward the edges and the tips. Blending all the white out from the rest of the leaf. And then I will come back with that very first Prussian green. Put my details in. So you don't have to use all the color, you don't have to use any of the colors, but I just think they give each kind of leaf its own nice little individuality with the colors mixed in and blended because they each come out looking a little different. I like the gray green light with her hair, kind of plays off that blonde. They also look a little silly because my flowers aren't finished, but we're rolling with it. So again, not putting them in dark, just putting them in so I can see them to put them in after, mostly is why I do it. So I will do a couple more of these. Can't do super long videos because for some reason my phone won't upload them. I'm trying to get that fixed. But for now, we are working in half-hour or so increments. Okay, again, this is that marine. These are a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pull it out just a little bit more. Kelly. And then we will blend it out with that sap. And then again, I will come back with my darkest and kind of put my lines back. It's a little bit of a process. I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but that's just how I do it. I stick with what works. Outlining that leaf a little. So there are my leaves. I don't know what I want to do with her eyes or her lips yet. So there are my flowers. Like I said, I'm going to come back and finish. So on the thumbnail, hopefully all these flowers will be finished for you to see, and my leaves. I haven't decided on a background either, so I don't have anything planned for that. So this one is just kind of done for now. Questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. Let me pull out a little. Alright, sorry about the bouncing. So yeah, questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. I think I'm going to go ahead and go pink for her eyes. Do one side here. I'll have to pull my skin, so don't mind it's not blended in with her skin tone yet. I don't have my skin tone pencils out. This is magenta. This is my brightest. I'm just going to come in with a little of that pomegranate. Processed red, so kind of the same as the pink flower over there. And then I will come back with a black and put her eyelashes in as well. And I will lighten this with a little either light pink or white pencil, which I don't have pulled just yet. That'll lighten it so she doesn't have such a bright eye, because it does look pretty wild, but it won't when I'm done. But yes, anyways, questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. I hope to see you for the next video. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into next. Thanks for watching.